respected. Had to be respected. It says, and when the Israelites went up out of Egypt, it says they went out ready for war. It uses the Hebrew word hamusim. They were strapped. They was ready, even in them leaving. Even in them leaving, they was ready. Even in them knowing that God fought the battle for them, they was ready. Let's go.
Pharaoh and his courtiers had a change of heart about the people and said, what is this we have done, releasing Israel from our service?
So what did we do? We just let our slaves go? We just let the free labor go? And Egyptian slaves were different than chattel slavery in America, because you were municipal, how do I say that? Municipal slaves. You work for the city. It wasn't like, yeah, some people were tied into one particular house, but on a whole, if we had structures to build, like treasure cities, you work for the city. Y'all were slaves to the government. It wasn't so much private slavery where you bought something like you bought a dog. This is what happened to us when we got here. It was you were a slave to the government. That's why the Pharaoh could make edicts and say, kill every firstborn male. If I had, if I had a private slave, the males that come out of my slaves belong to me. Why am I killing my product? They were municipal slaves. It's a different kind of slavery, man. Good.
6. He ordered his chariot and took his men with him.
Right.
He took 600 of his picked chariots and the rest of the chariots of Egypt with officers in all of them.
Right.
And Jehovah stiffened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he gave chase to the Israelites. As the Israelites were departing, definitely the Egyptians gave chase to them, and all the chariots, horses of Pharaoh, his horsemen, his warriors overtook them and camped by the sea near Piharot. How you say it? Piharot.
It means the mouth of the water. The mouth of the water. Pe is mouth. The mouth of the water. So this is this area right here. It's underneath Migdol. Right across from it, on the other side of the Red Sea, is Baal Zephon. So they caught us at the bottom, beyond the wilderness of Egypt.
Okay.
So they came up after us. Let's go.
We have verse, it said near Peharot before Baal Zephon, verse 10. As Pharaoh drew near, the Israelites caught sight of the Egyptians advancing upon them.
Right.
Greatly frightened, the Israelites cried out to Jehovah, and they said to Moses, was it for want of graves in Egypt that you brought us to die in the wilderness?
Now, this book is so honest that it's going to tell stories about how bad we were as a people. Ungrateful. God had just shook up the biggest nation, the greatest nation in the world on the strength of us, and we sound so ungrateful. And we didn't even say, listen, help me. Please help us. We had something smart to say. It ain't just like, you know, when you under stress, it's like, oh my goodness, Moses, what we gonna do now? You can understand that. What we gonna do? The Egyptians is right here. We didn't just say that. We had smart things to say. You brought us out here to kill us? Yeah. Like he's our enemy. Like God is our enemy. You freed us to kill us. Ain't no graves in Egypt. We could have died there. You're gonna bring us out in the wilderness to die. That's disrespectful, but that's the type of people that we are. Jackals. Huh? Yeah. That's Israel. You bring us out here to get killed. But that's a slave mentality. This is a slave mentality. Okay. When we read further on, you'll see how much of a slave mentality we were under when we start getting hungry. We were slaves. We were whole born slaves. That's why that word, when it says God led us, he led